Greetings, everyone. This overview is for week 2. This week, we have one change. The assignment titled Personal Correspondence, the peer review cover letter. We will not be doing this assignment. So if you see any reference to it in the course, do not worry about it. It will not be assigned. This week, you are continuing working on the mini lessons and the bibliographies. You're going to start working on the course annotated bibliography and the major writing assignment, which is project 1. So if I'm going to scroll down the page here for the short assignment reference pages. Remember, when you're in Blackboard, if you see mark reviewed, that means you should click that item indicating that you have reviewed the content in that specific spot. It just lets me know that you are hopefully reading the content. So by Tuesday, I also want to remind people, if there's not a submission link under a certain day, that means you're not submitting anything. So by the end of the day on Tuesday, you should have continued working on the short assignment reference pages and began working on project 1. So also by Thursday, we will be very deep into working on project 1. You are going to need to post some responses for the content in chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. So by Thursday, you are asked to post a total of 6 items, 2 per chapter. If we continue down the page, by the end of the week on Sunday, you are asked to have responded to 2 classmates and something that they have posted in those 3 chapters. Here is the link for you to continue working on the required mini lessons. Again, this is a suggested timeline for you to get things done. You want to make sure you have all of them done by the end of week 4. This week, we're doing a reflective quiz. You will start seeing these weekly. Please complete the activities to the best of your ability. The reflective quiz and the surveys that you complete will be helpful for the end of the semester portfolio that you have to write. So it's kind of a accumulating activity that will help you in the end. This week I have taken 2 weeks of the syllabus. So all I'm doing with the look ahead each week is pulling content from the syllabus schedule, which you have. If there are any slight changes, you will find them here. But for the most part, you can find all of the week major assignments that we will be doing throughout the semester on the course syllabus schedule. So again, here's one of those mark reviewed. If you see that, please click that button. So that's is my first overview of what you're doing this week. If you don't need any more, you can stop looking at the video at this point. But I'm going to pause a second and start to give a little more detail about this short assignment and then the project 1. Okay, so for the reference pages, I'm going to click on the reference pages. That'll take me into the course documents area. And that's all it's doing is a link inside the course documents area. But if you've already downloaded these course documents for the short assignments, you can just open them on your own computer. The Why It Matters um, handout, this is an overview of different kinds of reference pages. So the point of this short assignment is to have you understand that we don't always write research papers in which you have a works cited page. And a works cited page is specifically MLA style, not APA style. But I want to get you thinking outside of just academic papers, that there are other kinds of reference pages that we can and should create as we are gathering information, whether that information is something for a class or something for your personal life. So this first activity, the course bibliography, I'm going to open that here. So the lots of things popping open up on my screen here. So course bibliography. Don't freak out about this. Now, at this point in your learning career, you should be familiar with MLA. Probably not APA, but some of you may be. This is a task to make you start to be aware that there are different kinds of um, research documentation style. APA, MLA are only two. They're more popular and they're used in specific circumstances. I am deliberately not telling you everything because I want you to use the material that you have to figure out how to create these two reference pages. And understand that a bibliography is not the same thing as the list of sources that you would submit with an academic essay or a research paper. Bibliographies are standalone documents. You can actually go to the library or go online and look up bibliographies for specific fields of study. And all it would be is a reference of, say, I wanted to look at, um, find a bibliography for um, colon cancer and research. So I could possibly find an existing bibliography that lists research that has been done or articles or in about the topic of colon cancer. And I could use that reference page, that bibliography, to then kind of get a shortcut to doing my own research. So yes, you're going to struggle with trying to figure out. I've purposefully given you course related items that are not the traditional things that we're used to seeing, like citing a whole book. Nope, I've given you weird things like a this radio program and a web page and then sections out of a text. That's on purpose to get you out of the routine of, oh, this is how you cite and we only cite books. We actually won't be using a whole lot of books this semester. So you want to start to practice figuring out how to cite different types of sources. So that is the point of this activity. Um, so take that with stride. I'm giving it to you at the beginning of the semester because by the time you get to um, research, I want you to have already like played around with this with sources that we're using for class. And so that's why the sources that you have here are what I call some of our anchor texts. So that's my additional 2 cents about the course annotated bibliography. And if you've had enough, you could stop this video right here. Um, but I'm going to now go on and talk about the course annotated bibliography. You now have the assignment sheet for that. This one you need to get started on this week. The course annotated bibliography, it builds off of the bibliographies, the MLA and APA that you will have completed. And of course, an annotated bibliography is when you do a little bit more with sources that you're using to learn about some topic. So the course annotated bibliography takes the sources or the sections of sources I had you do an MLA and an APA bibliography for, and now you have to decide what style you want to use. It's up to you. You can use MLA or you can use APA. You have to decide. So if you know, for example, you're going to go into nursing, you should know in nursing they use APA more than they use MLA. So this may be a good opportunity for you to practice APA. Um, If you don't want your brain to work that hard and you already know how MLA works, choose MLA, but you will have to make a decision. There's one major research paper we're doing this semester, and for that one, you must use sources that you're going to integrate into your paper. And so that means you're going to be required to use MLA or APA. I'm going to let that be your decision when we get to project 3. So this is sort of just making you think about how reference pages work and looking at 2 different documentation styles. So what I have on the page here, this just lets you know that these are the items that you will be reading and annotating. So you can't annotate a source unless you read it. However, when you're completing those bibliographies, you don't have to actually read the source to create a bibliography. All you need for a bibliography is the author's name and publication information. You need that what's called bibliographical information. But to annotate a source, you need to invest in reading and taking some notes. And so that is my overview for the course Annotated Bibliography. You also have sections of our textbook, the Empowered textbook, that talks about bibliographies. So I encourage you to use the book throughout the semester to help supplement and your understanding about how to do reference pages. All right, so if you've had enough of that, then you can stop the video here. I'm gonna close my syllabus. I don't need that right now. Um, in the rest of this video, I'm going to go back to week 2 and scroll down to getting started with project 1. I probably should change the title of this to say project 1. So we're going to begin project 1. Project 1 is personal writing, reflective writing, and hopefully if you don't download anything else, you should download at least the assignment sheet for this. So I have for you this link here will take you to a folder that has all of the chapters, the assignment, and student models of this assignment. So everything is inside that folder. I strongly suggest you watch my chapter overview here. So I'm going to click on the folder, and here we have the introduction to part 1, chapter 1, 2, 3, the assignments that you're working on, and the student models. So this is the area that you will be using for the next couple of weeks, and what you will be doing in order to make sure you are getting the techniques and activities you need to create that final product, that this week and part of next week, you will be completing activities out of chapters 1, 2, and 3, and you will also need to get started on your own draft for this task. So what I have here, and I said this earlier, that this just lets me know that you are practicing some of the techniques and through activities that will get you the skills you need in practice to create your draft. And so if you go and you look at the syllabus and look at the schedule, you will see that this week, week 2 and week 3, you're just going to be working mainly on activities and getting yourself ready to write the draft. And then week 4, you will have a draft of the assignment due. So again, if you have questions about this project, you're going to post your questions about the project in the virtual office in the section for project 1. And I will answer there. You can always come to office hours and you can schedule appointments. So that's my overview for week 2, and hopefully as we get into the groove of how class is shaped up, I will make shorter videos. But until then, I will make longer videos, I guess. All right, thank you for your time.